You already know what you need to do. The task is clear, the path is visible, and yet, you don't move. Hours pass, days fade, weeks vanish, and still, that goal remains untouched. But what if I told you that motivation isn't the missing piece? What if the real issue isn't laziness or lack of willpower, but the way your mind has been trained to think? Let's change that today, not with inspiration, but with understanding. Because once you shift your mindset, action becomes automatic. Even when you don't feel like doing anything at all. Action isn't the result of motivation. It's the cause. Most people believe they need to feel inspired before they can begin. They wait for motivation, like it's a visitor that shows up when the stars align. But here's the truth. Motivation is not the spark. It's the flame that follows action. You don't need to feel ready. You need to move. Successful people don't act because they feel good. They feel good because they act. They understand a secret that most people never learn. Action creates clarity. Clarity creates confidence. And confidence creates momentum. A young man once spent years planning his future. He researched. He prepared. But he never started. Why? Because he thought confidence came first. What he didn't realize was that confidence is a byproduct of action, not a prerequisite. You cannot think your way into success. You must act your way into it. Think of Thomas Edison. He didn't wait for motivation to strike before inventing the light bulb. He failed thousands of times, but he acted, adjusted, and kept moving forward. The first step always feels like the hardest, but the moment you take it, everything changes. The fog clears. The path begins to form beneath your feet. Fear isn't a stop sign. It's a signal to go. Fear will whisper every excuse it can. What if you fail? What if people laugh? What if you're not good enough? But here's what fear doesn't tell you. It's lying. Most of the things you're afraid of will never happen. And the ones that do, you'll survive them. You'll learn. You'll grow. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't that the successful are fearless. It's that they act despite their fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to move anyway. When you walk toward fear, it shrinks. When you avoid it, it grows. Imagine fear as a massive wall in your mind. From far away, it looks solid and unbreakable. But as you get closer, you realize it's full of cracks. When you finally reach out and touch it, you discover it's hollow. Fear feeds on inaction. The longer you wait, the stronger it feels. But the moment you take a step, the illusion begins to crumble. Remember Edwin C. Barnes? He had no money, no credentials, but he had a dream: to work with Thomas Edison. So he took a train, walked into Edison's office and said, "I will work with you." He started at the bottom. Years later, he became a key partner. Why? Because he didn't let fear decide his future. He did. You can too. 3. Procrastination is a thief in disguise. I'll start tomorrow. The most dangerous lie you can tell yourself. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes never. And slowly, your dreams fade into regret. You're not waiting for the right time. You're stalling out of fear, doubt, and habit. Perfectionism is just fear wearing a nice suit. You say you're preparing, but what you're really doing is avoiding discomfort. The cure? Action. Any action, even a small one. Try the 5-minute rule. Promise yourself you'll work on something for just 5 minutes. Most of the time, that's all you need to break through resistance. Progress beats perfection. One messy step forward is worth more than 1,000 flawless intentions. Set deadlines. Break big tasks into tiny ones. Write down your goals. Track your efforts. Stay consistent, not perfect. Success isn't made by bursts of motivation. It's made by small, deliberate, consistent steps repeated daily. Discipline is the engine. Accountability is the fuel. Tell someone your goals. Let them witness your journey. When others are watching, we rise. Discipline is freedom in disguise. People think discipline is about restriction, sacrifice, and misery. It's not. True discipline is an act of love to yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you're building trust. Every time you follow through when you don't feel like it, you're proving you are stronger than your excuses. Discipline is not about how you feel. It's about what you decide. You don't wait until you're in the mood. You don't negotiate with laziness. You show up. When the alarm rings, you rise. When the work begins, you begin. When it gets hard, you push. Motivation is a wave. It comes and goes. Discipline is the tide. It stays. The most successful people aren't the most talented. They're the most consistent. When others quit, they stay. When others stall, they move. When others doubt, they trust the process. Discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Train yourself to do what needs to be done, especially when you don't want to. That's how greatness is built, one ordinary act at a time. Pain isn't the end. It's the beginning. Pain is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's uncomfortable. But that discomfort is a sign that growth is happening. Real transformation never happens inside comfort zones. Every setback, every failure, every heartbreak, they are forging you, shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, sharper. You can let pain break you, or you can let it build you. The choice is yours. Think of every legend you admire. They all have one thing in common. They suffered, and they used that suffering as fuel. The fire that burns inside you was lit by pain. Let it guide you, not destroy you. When you embrace your pain, you become unshakable. You begin to understand. The worst moments can create the best versions of you, if you let them. Set goals or stay lost. Without clear goals, you drift. Like a ship with no destination, you go wherever the current takes you, usually nowhere meaningful. Set goals. Real ones. Not, I want to be successful, but I want to build a business that makes $10,000 a month by next year. Specific, measurable, time-bound. Once you have that, reverse engineer it. Break it into monthly, weekly, daily steps. Write them down. Keep them visible. Clarity creates focus. Focus creates action. Action creates results. And don't forget, progress is messy. You'll fail. You'll fall. But that doesn't matter. Keep moving. Your time is now. This is your life. These are your moments, and they are passing whether you act or not. Will you keep waiting? Or will you take one small step right now, even while afraid, even while unsure? Because the truth is, you don't need to feel ready. You just need to begin. And once you do, everything changes. Accountability. The mirror that doesn't lie. If you want to reach your goals, start by owning every step you take and every step you don't. Accountability isn't about guilt. It's about truth. It's about looking at your progress with clear eyes and asking, did I really give my best today? Track your effort, measure your results, be brutally honest about what's working and what's not. And if self-accountability feels shaky, get an anchor. A friend, a coach, a mentor, someone who will check in and say, are you still on the path? You don't need someone to push you. You need someone to remind you. Progress accelerates when you're no longer the only one watching. Celebrate small wins like they're big deals. We often wait to celebrate until the finish line. But here's the truth. The finish line doesn't matter if you never make it to mile 1. Each time you take action, no matter how small, acknowledge it. Every win confirms that you're not stuck. You're moving. And movement is everything. You're building habits. You're shaping a new identity. You're becoming someone who follows through. And that alone, that's a reason to celebrate. Why most people never make it and why you will. It's not lack of talent that holds people back. It's the pause, the delay, the habit of quitting as soon as it gets hard. They stop when they don't see immediate results. They stop when it feels slow. They stop when doubt creeps in. But not you. You'll take action every day. You'll keep showing up, not because it's easy, but because you've decided your dream matters. You'll treat progress like oxygen, and you'll build consistency like it's a sacred ritual. That's the difference between wishers and winners. Mindset is the battlefield. Win it. Win everything. The most powerful tool you own is not your skills. It's your mindset. A weak mind breaks when pressure hits. A strong mind adapts, learns, and keeps moving. Think of your mind like a foundation. If it's built on doubt, fear, and excuses, everything on top will eventually collapse. But if it's built on resilience, growth, and purpose, you become unshakable. Train your mind like a muscle. Feed it thoughts that stretch you. Surround it with people and ideas that challenge you. Your thoughts shape your future. Protect them fiercely. The growth mindset isn't optional, it's essential. If you believe your abilities are fixed, you'll never push. But if you believe you can grow, if you believe effort builds excellence, everything changes. Failure stops being shameful. It becomes data, feedback, a signal to adjust. And suddenly, you're not afraid of trying. You're afraid of not trying. Growth mindset turns every challenge into a transformation. Every problem becomes a puzzle. Every limit becomes a target to break. Watch who you let into your world. Your environment is either helping you evolve or holding you back. Surround yourself with people who are hungry, focused, and forward-thinking, and you will rise to meet them. Surround yourself with people who settle, complain, or coast, and you will sink to match them. Energy is contagious. So is discipline. So is doubt. You need people in your corner who remind you of your mission. People who won't let you lie to yourself. People who challenge you to level up. Cut out toxicity. Build with those who build. Grow with those who grow. This isn't just a productivity hack. It's a survival skill. Mentors save you time. Seek them relentlessly. You don't have to figure everything out alone. Someone has already walked the path. Someone has already failed where you're afraid to begin. Find them. Learn from them. A great mentor doesn't just give you answers. They ask better questions. They reveal blind spots. They collapse years of trial into days of wisdom. If you want to go faster, follow someone who's already arrived. Time is a currency. Spend it like you mean it. You don't get time back. Every scroll, every distraction, every "I'll do it later" is a withdrawal from your future. Start treating time like it matters, because it does. Plan your day before it begins. Prioritize the hard things early. Say no to things that don't move you forward. Your calendar should reflect your values, not your distractions. It's not about being busy. It's about being effective. You don't need more time. You need more clarity. Failure isn't the end, it's evidence of progress. You will fail. That's not a warning. It's a gift. Because failure means you're moving. It means you're in the arena. Every failure carries a lesson. Every setback shows you what doesn't work. Learn, adjust, repeat. Success doesn't come from avoiding mistakes. It comes from making better ones. And the only way to make better ones is to keep going. This is the moment. Everything changes right now. You choose. You can keep delaying, keep doubting, keep living on pause, or you can say, no more. From this moment forward, I will act, I will move. I will do what needs to be done, even when I don't feel ready. Because readiness is a myth, and progress is a choice. Your future doesn't begin someday. It begins right now.